It is time to talk about Ghost Mountain, aka Peak. Dumbtoes back again with terrible video quality using my iPhone. It is what it is. In today's video, I wanted to talk about Ghost Mountain, part of the collective Haunted Mound. New album, mixtape, whatever you want to call it. That's what I want to talk about. That's what I've been listening to recently. That is what has been giving me so much joy. Now, I mean, there's like a bunch of other stuff that gives me joy, of course, like my lady, like freaking Doritos. Like, there's just so much joy in my life right now. Honestly, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about in this video. All I know is that everything on here, I was smiling from ear to ear. No joke, man. Like, there's just like so much within here that kind of brought back that 2016, 2015, 2014 type of SoundCloud rapper vibe to me. You know what I'm saying? And I've talked about that type of era on my channel a little bit, not too much, but this did bring back a little bit of that vibe for me. And it's a vibe that I've been trying to capture and find, you know, and I feel like I found it within Ghost Mountain and Cemetery, Bugshot, Haunted Mound, that type of group. And yeah, dude, I guess I'll just talk about some of my favorite tracks on here. I don't think that this is the greatest piece of music in musical history ever, but it's freaking gas. And as you can see, there's some favorited tracks on here. So Moulder, pretty gas. I remember when I first heard it, I was like, damn, this is kind of fucking fun. And that's kind of the theme within this whole entire freaking tape, album, whatever you want to call it. Said that like a million fucking times already. But the overall theme for me is not like despair or sadness or anything. Honestly, it's just a good time, joy, kind of, you know, using a bunch of different influences in there, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be like fucking Minecraft YouTuber intro music type beat, you know, mixing in with the freaking trap beats or whatever. And that's kind of the vibe I got with Moulder. And there's a bunch of songs with that same type of vibe on here, kind of. And it's one of the better songs on here. I'm looking at the track list right now, and honestly, bro, like, there's not a song on here where I'm like, damn, that shit's ass, you know what I'm saying? And I don't think it's some sort of bias, but I know if a track is fucking ass, it's ass, you know? And I don't really find myself being like, damn, that shit is trash. Anyways, Stalks, are you kidding me? Stalks is such a freaking banger, dude. And I remember listening to, I don't know if it was the chorus, not the chorus, but let me find it. The chorus, you know, a couple times he says it slow, says it in the kind of Ghost Mountain monotone type of sound, but then he kicks in. And then bro starts utilizing his vocals. And then I'm just like, whoa. And when I was listening to it, I was like, dude, am I tripping? Or does this sound literally like a Lil Peep? Like, it literally sounds like Lil Peep Prime. And I was just like, damn. And I'm about to play that right now. Dude, when I first heard that, I was like, goosebumps everywhere. I know that sounds pretty lame because a lot of people make fun of this group, and I understand it's kind of like that low-hanging fruit because it's like, oh, you know, this freaking, whoever listens to this group smells like shit, all this stuff. And I'm just like, dude, there's not a lot of people kind of utilizing that sound. I remember back after like Peep died, a lot of people were trying to do this like emo rap thingamabobber, and then people kind of fell off that whole thing. I don't know where the whole emo rap thing is right now, but this is kind of prime influence, Lil Peep, Lil Tracy, all that shit, man. And yeah, dude, it brought me back. I was like, holy shit, dude, like, he's really singing on these tracks, you know? So now Kismet, not my favorite, you know what I'm saying? Not my favorite. I do like the kind of repeating my fate. It's kind of like, you know, trying to get your blood pumping, trying to make you bounce, trying to make you freaking, feels like you're at a rave or some shit. And that's kind of the vibe I was getting. And like, dude, at this point, I was just like, not my favorite, but like, it's still good and I'm still having a grand old time. I'm like, damn, this might be my personality for like a month or two or something like that. A couple days later, I just put on my Ghost Mountain merch because why not? You know, just repping Ghost Mountain. And I feel like it's so dope how they're kind of from like the Sacramento area. I talk about Sacramento all the time. I'm not from there. I'm literally about like an hour away. But I always go to shows over there because I feel more comfortable around that type of area. Not saying like San Francisco is like fucking weird or anything, but I don't know, I just feel like I have more fun a little bit in like the Sacramento area type of vibe, whatever it be, even if like closer cities like Roseville, if there's a show over there, I'm having a good time. And finding out they're from that area, I was like, hell freaking yes, dude. And yeah, dude, I'm looking forward to going to their hometown show like August 15th or something like that. I'm probably going to make a video out of it, and I'm going to have such a good time doing that, kind of just recording what's going on, kind of just, I don't even know, just being in the moment type beat, you know, because the last time I went to a rap artist show was 2019, Lil Tracy tour. It was in Slim's in San Francisco. And I think there was like buku bands there, like, what was his name, like Lil Kawhi or something like that. I think he passed away, R.I.P. Lil Raven, right? Something like that. There's some other artists too. But yeah, that was like the last one I went to. And I have like cool memories from just being at that show because it was a whole entire vibe, bro. It really was. This freaking Ghost Mountain thingamabobber is crazy at this point, and we're at song 3, and then song 4, you can see right here, I liked it. That shit was awesome. Hovel. Shit, I don't know how to pronounce it. That's my bad. Average Ghost Mountain fan. Anyways, no, I'm playing. Dude, Ghost Mountain, I said this a million times. The melody, picking, choosing, creating, writing, all that shit, top notch, bro. Like, he just knows how to find the right type of chorus, stuff that makes you want to repeat, sing it, all that shit. And he is a master at his craft, is all I can say. And that's what I was thinking when I was listening to this number 4 song. Now, By the Flame, kind of how I felt about Kismet. Like, not my favorite, but I can get down with it, you know what I'm saying? Like, someone's playing that shit, I'm like, no, I'm not gonna be dancing, but like, you know what I'm trying to depict for you. I'm having a grand old swell time, you know, swinging my hips left and right. That's how I felt when I was listening to By the Flame. And then we move on to Highway Hex. So this is like the peanut butter jelly. This is kind of like, I don't know how true number 1 Ghost Mountain Cemetery Haunted Mountain fans feel about me saying this, because I've said it like a couple times already, but it's kind of like that Lil Peep, Lil Tracy type of vibe, where it's like they vibe off each other. They're literally like, the glove fits, man. It's fucking perfect together. And like I said, Ghost Mountain is so damn good at making you want to sing when he's singing, and that melody is right there, but the cemetery just comes in and he's just gnawing at your freaking limbs, bro. It's like some fucking bear just chewing on someone's fucking flesh. And that's kind of like that dynamic is, you know, like Ghost Mountain is like, bro, I'll come in with the hook, I'll come in with all this shit, but then you just freaking go crazy, you know what I'm saying? You just tear the house down, you blow shit up. That's literally kind of how this was. And that's pretty much like my analysis overall on this. This isn't like an album review, I guess. It's kind of just like talking to you guys, talking to enjoyers of this. I remember back then, if you listen to Lil Peep, Lil Tracy, people wouldn't really talk shit about you because they were kind of looked at like, oh, that's just like the alternative homies. You know, back then when you were talking about like the Lil Uzis or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like the more popular people, you'd be like, oh, you would hear about Lil Peep and Lil Tracy and all this shit. And you'd be like, you wouldn't tear them down type shit because they were just doing their whole type of vibe. And like nowadays, I feel like people don't kind of have that grace towards Haunted Mound, you know? It's kind of like, damn, you guys are fucking weird, you know? Like you guys are like trying to be different, trying to just be annoying to be annoying. And I'm just like, dude, no, listen to the music. I'm not saying like they're the most perfect musicians of all time, but they should kind of have that respect. And I always see that in comment sections. And it was just like one of those things where I'm like, the people that are listening to this music, they vibe with it. People enjoy what they enjoy, and I wouldn't bash on someone that's listening to shit unless, you know, I don't know, unless you're like just a terrible of the rapper or artist or band or is a terrible fucking human. Not that I know of any Ghost Mountain or Cemetery shit. I'm not that educated, but I am willing to get educated. So let me know in the comments if I'm tripping and don't know what I'm talking about. But that's kind of like my spiel on this whole shit for like the fan base. The lake, probably like my least favorite on here. You know, it to me, it felt more like an instrumental. But this is one of those where it's like, let me just vibe on it, you know, and let the instrumental beat kind of just take over the whole entire song. It's not like it's trash or anything, but it's just my least favorite in terms of like lyrical content. Now, as you guys know, or for the people that don't know, I do drywall. Like I work in construction, hang up drywall, all that shit, right? They talk about drywall in this next song, Kevlar. And I'm just like, when I heard that, I'm like, top tier. Top tier shit, man. Next song, Familiar Stranger. You got Buckshot on here. And Ghost Mountain, I feel like, has his best like melody, hook. That is like, you got me in. I'm listening. I'm here. And then Buckshot just goes crazy. I'm just like, damn, this might be like my favorite song on here, to be honest. And then next up, we got Damien with Cemetery. And this is a song where I'm like, damn. This shit is gloomy. It feels like a heavy ass cloud, you know, whenever I'm listening to this song. And I feel like that's what they were going for, you know what I'm saying? It's like really, like not sludge, but kind of sludgy. And it's like in your face the whole time from start to finish. And one of the like cooler songs on here, to be honest. One of the cooler songs for sure. Track 11, October Country. This is definitely like you're trying to dance type shit. And this is Ghost Mountain. I'm trying to make you have a good time. Go dance, go party type shit. And then everything ends with Wayside. And that is a strong closing track. Honestly, it reminds me of like if Ghost Mountain and what's called Spooky Black made a song. That's kind of like the whole entire vibe I got. A little bit of like a Stranger Things type of instrumental type beat on there, but then there's a bunch of songs like that on here. And overall, dude, I had a bussin' ass time listening to this shit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. This is definitely gonna be my personality for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Probably a long while, probably till August, something like that. But yeah, dude, let me know how you felt about this thingamabobber. This is probably not going to get like tremendous amount of views, but I don't really care because I wanted to talk about this specifically, you know, and I wanted to shed light on the people that be listening to this and they actually have a brain. No, I'm playing. I won't play into the stereotypes, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say. October Country, Ghost Mountain.